The coolest station online.
Yeah, that's us.
'Cause we play
this.
Sound of Sport Radio, where beats meet victories. Immerse yourself in the seamless fusion of sports and music. Sound of Sport Radio is your gateway to the rhythmic world where the thrill of the game harmonizes with the beats of your favorite tunes. Experience the pulse of victory, the rhythm of passion, and the melody of triumph. Tune in and let the games begin, not just on the field, but in every beat that defines the spirit of sports. Join us in celebrating the symphony of athleticism and music 24/7.
Every team who has received a Premier League points deduction as Arsenal await Man City's decision. Only 2 Premier League sides have ever received a points deduction prior to the league's announcement regarding Everton. Shockwaves were sent around the Premier League on Friday as it was announced that Everton would receive a 10-point deduction after being found guilty of breaching financial fair play (FFP) rules. The Toffees currently sit 14th, accumulated 14 points after 12 games, meaning they would drop down to 19th following a deduction sitting, level on points with bottom-of-the-table Burnley. All eyes are now on Manchester City's ongoing FFP investigation. The citizens would, earlier this year, after allegedly breaching the league's financial rules over 100 times between 2009 and 2018. The reigning Premier League champions have vehemently denied the charges, with the investigation still ongoing. It remains to be seen what exactly the punishment would be if City were found guilty of breaches, with a points deduction an option. So with that being said, Sound of Sport has taken a look at every other time a Premier side has received a points deduction before Everton's most recent case. Middlesbrough, the first ever top-flight team to receive a points deduction, during the Premier League era, was Middlesbrough during the Premier League era was Middlesbrough during the first ever top-flight team to receive a points deduction during the Premier League era was Middlesbrough during the 1996-97 campaign. The other only Premier League side to receive a points deduction is Portsmouth during the 2009-10 campaign. Pompey were docked a total of 9 points after debts of £65 million saw them enter administration.
Financial rules in the Premier League have sparked debate once again after Everton became the first team to breach the new profit and sustainability rules. Following a review by an independent commission, Everton were charged with breaching the rules and were sent to a panel in March. After a hearing in October, the decision was made in mid-November to deduct 10 points from Everton for the alleged breaches. This unprecedented punishment in English football could set the standard for future breaches. Manchester City, who deny 115 charges, faced a 5-year investigation from 2009 to 2018, raising questions about potential punishments if proven. Chelsea is also under scrutiny following claims that former owner Roman Abramovich used offshore companies to pay for services. Although Chelsea hasn't been charged yet, the possibility of another investigation raises confusion about profit and sustainability rules. Previously known as Financial Fair Play or FFP, these rules have brought up plenty of questions and confusion.
the coolest station online.
Yeah, that's us.
'Cause we play
this.
coolest station online.
Yeah, that's us.
'Cause we play
This.
Fitness is a mental game, and regret is that inner demon we all share. You can think about what you should do. You can think about what you could do. And you can think about what you would have done. But your body won't go where your mind won't push it. Change your mental vocabulary. Join the present. And leave the shoulda, coulda, wouldas behind you.
Massive, picking up the massive, picking up the massive, picking up the massive, yeah, picking up the massive, picking up the massive, picking up the massive, picking up the massive, and the crew inside the place, picking up the massive, picking up the massive, picking up the massive, picking up the massive, yeah, picking up the massive, yeah, picking up the massive, picking up the massive, picking up the massive, picking up the massive, sensual curve, yeah. Massive, picking up the massive, picking up the massive, picking up the massive, picking up the massive, yeah, picking up the massive, 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 got to pick up the massive, yeah. Massive. Picking up the massive and the crew inside the place. Sensual curve. massive, massive. Bigging up the massive. Bigging up the massive. Yeah. Bigging up the massive, massive. Bigging up the massive, massive. Bigging up the massive. Bigging up the massive, yeah. Bigging up the massive, yeah. Bigging up the massive, massive. Bigging up the massive, massive. Bigging up the massive. Bigging up the massive, yeah. Bigging up the massive. Bigging up the massive. Bigging up the massive. And the crew inside the place. Sensual curse, yeah. Yeah.
Listen our game, there's always room for passion. There's room for rivalry. There's room for drama. Lots of drama. But
there's no room for racism.
There's room for agony.
There's no room for racism.
There's room for ecstasy.
There's no room for racism.
There's room for every kind of emotion.
But there's never room
for racism.
There's no room for racism
in the Premier League or anywhere else.
If you see it, report it.
The Sound of Sports app is a mix of upbeat, energetic tracks that are perfect for getting pumped up for all sports, games, or workouts. The music plays in the background as you browse through the app website, with options to customize a playlist or choose from pre-made ones based on your favorite sports or music genres. The sports website app also offers a variety of sports analyses and commentary, providing in-depth analysis and insights into your favorite teams and players.
On how we live, on how we live. It's a dictation and it's a definition on how we live, on how we live. It's a dictation and it's a definition on how we live it, 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 on how we live it. It's a dictation and it's a definition on how we live it, 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 on how we live it.
living, on how we living. And it's a definition on how we living, on how we living, on how we living, on how we living, on how we living.
Sound of Sport Radio, where beats meet victories. Immerse yourself in the seamless fusion of sports and music. Sound of Sport Radio is your gateway to the rhythmic world where the thrill of the game harmonizes with the beats of your favorite tunes. Experience the pulse of victory, the rhythm of passion, and the melody of triumph. Tune in and let the games begin, not just on the field, but in every beat that defines the spirit of sports. Join us in celebrating the symphony of athleticism and music 24/7.
The coolest station online.
Yeah, that's us.
'Cause we play
this.